struggle on earth for Allah. Before I begin, I'm going to start off by giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Kakurash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and salutations unto the elect. Today's lesson is going to be a very, quick lesson that everybody should know. Alright, everybody should know, and it is the power of words. The power of words. This is Proverbs 18:21. Death and life are in the power of the tongue, and they that love it shall eat the fruit thereof. Alright, so pretty much, what you say has a very big role. Okay? What you say has a very big role. Alright, because a lot of people a lot of people say certain shit, say certain things when you're angry, or when they say you're angry or you're sad and you say certain things. It really affects, you know, it really affects everything, you know, because your tongue is what you say has a lot of meaning. All right. So let's say you go up to someone, oh, I'm gonna kill you, and like, you don't just say stuff like that. You know, you don't say stuff like that. You know, if you know, you know, they say, I'll give an example. A suburban kid starts talking about he's in a gang and this and that. And it's the power of his tongue. So now both gang members are looking for him because he's a poser and because, he's probably repping the gang that another, you know, gang doesn't like, which you know, ends up in a bad case scenario. All right. This is Ephesians 4:29. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. Another thing is when you're preaching, when you're telling someone about the Bible, all right, you have to be very careful with what you say because this is something serious, something very serious. Let's say you're telling your brother about it, or a sibling, or your woman, or your mother, or your father, or your cousin, or whoever, a friend. You have to be very careful, okay? Because any misleading can that can put blood on your hands. All right, it can put blood on your hands, and you want absolutely no blood to be on your hands when the Lord gets here. Because when the Lord comes, it's gonna be all hell. All hell is gonna break loose. You know, and it's just you have to be very careful with what you say. You can't just be saying stuff. You have to really think about the things that you say. It goes along with emotion. When you're emotional, you say certain things that you may not mean, but you have to be able to control your emotions. You have to be able to control what you say. Slaki, I'll be back. Needed a drink of water, but this is Matthew 12:36. But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment. So you have to you have to be careful with what you say because you will be judged for it. You will be judged for it. And it ain't gonna be no lighthearted judgment. The Lord gonna put his the Lord. You're gonna feel the wrath of the Lord. Alright. So if you find yourself mocking a man of the Lord, if you find yourself doing some shit, they saying some stuff you're not supposed to, just know the Lord is the Lord is watching and the Lord will make you remember this. Okay. And you know, imagine imagine mocking a man of the Lord. Imagine mocking someone who claims to be a man of the Lord and and you just mock, oh, you a punk, you just mock him, you're cussing him. And the creator of all things is making that moment replay in your head and telling you that's the reason why you're going through what you're going through right now. That's the reason why you was burning for 5 hours. Because these nuclear missiles will burn. And our whole goal um is to not suffer that wrath and to be saved. So and so the tongue has a very powerful power, and it's not something to just mess around with. It's not something you can just. It's not something you can just say this or say that or do this. You have to be very careful in this ministry. In this ministry, um, this is Proverbs 15:1. A soft answer turns away wrath, but grievous words stir up anger. So just your tongue has a lot of force to it. So if you use your tone and your voice as an engaging thing, if you're talking fight words, you're obviously gonna get into a fight. But if you're like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to bump into you, it turns away wrath, and you have to use wisdom here. Okay, and same thing with if you're arguing with someone or something. This is Proverbs 16:24. Pleasant words are as an honeycomb, sweet to the soul and health to the bones. So it's also your words is also a healing mechanism. All right, a simple sorry, a simple apology, a sincere apology can take you a long way. If you put your pride to the window, if you throw your pride out the window and just apologize when you know you're in the wrong and own to it, that'll help you out in any scenario, not just the truth. In your relationships, in your relationship with your woman, in your relationship with your friends, in your relationship with your brothers, and so like yeah. But yeah, you constantly you know, if you constantly just having your ego there and you're not apologizing and this and that, it's gonna affect everything. But I just want to bring this up real quick. With that, I say shalom.